Hello guys, I am back from another review on the day we're talking about what if Deku was the ultimate hybrid. So, in the last year Deku, Izuku started going to Half-Blood High and finished the, entry exam pretty easily. After that, he started going to Class 1A, where Izuku met his brand new classmates. Izuku met, Toga and Kirishima again, and apparently they're classmates. So they're pretty happy with that. After that, they also met their teacher, which was Aizawa, and instead of Aizawa being a regular old human, he's a fairy. So yeah. So after doing the magical assessment test, they started going home. But before they can go home, they met with Moroma, aka the daughter of Dracula. So yeah. So let's talk about what happens next. So, after Izuku telling bye to, his father Hades and his mother Persephone, Izuku starts going to, to Half-Blood again. So, while they were doing, regular old classes, it was the last class of the day. So, while they were talking, well, one of them, which was, Mina, which she is the daughter of, well, she's the daughter of Eros. And if you don't know who's Eros, he's the daughter, or at least son, depending on which version are you going to be talking about. I'm gonna be picking um well well son. So he's the son of Aphrodite. So yeah, so because of that, she, aka Mina, is going to become well, the brand new, god of love, or goddess of love. So she says, so apparently there's going to be a special teacher going to be teaching us. As Izuku says, really, huh? So while they were talking, they hear this. Nice to meet you all, class. As a loud, thunderous noise starts crackling from the ceiling, as they see lightning crackle, as they see Zeus. He says, nice to meet you all, children, as they say, wait, you're Zeus! As Izuku says, oh, hey, Uncle Zeus. As they say, wait, oh yeah, Pluto is basically like, the brother of, well, Zeus, right? Izuku says, correct. As he says, alright, um, so, nephew Izuku. Izuku says, yeah, what is it, uncle? As he says, well, we're going to be starting off a class that's pretty special for all of you class 1A students. Izuku says, class 1A students, special class. As he says, correct. This is going to be a god fighting class. As Izuku and his other classmates say, god fighting class. As they say, yes, this class is going to be specialized for, fighting against, how do I say it, evil creatures and self-defense. But not only that, it will help you, train for the future, especially because of Project Eden. They say, oh yeah, Project Eden, the god and monster hating group. Izuku says, oh yeah, that. Izuku starts making a fist. Izuku says, under his breath, I will kill them all. As Zeus says, alright, alright, alright. So, here are your, costumes. They basically say your are costumes. He says, yep, these are going to be your costumes when you become, your special, your gods, or if you're gonna become, monsters or Pacific demigods. As they say, oh yeah, says, Kirishima. So yeah, so they start going to the locker rooms as everybody is basically wearing their, well, um, god, monster, and goddesses costumes. Izuku comes out as everybody sees this. So everybody looks at Izuku as they say, "Wow, you look great, Izuku." And Izuku says, "Yeah, I think the suit looks a bit much, especially with the gaudy colors." As Kirishima says, "No, it actually looks pretty good on you." And Izuku says, "Huh, I guess." So Zeus says, "Alright, we're going to be fighting in teams of three." As Izuku says, "So are we going to pick our teammates?" Or as he says, "Yeah, you're gonna be picking your teammates." As Izuku says, "Oh, okay. So yeah." So Izuku picks Kirishima and Toga as his teammates. So wait for a second. Zeus says, "Alright, you're gonna be fighting Izuku, um Toga, Kirishima. You're going to be fighting, well, oh my, not All Might, I meant, wait for a second. Gonna fight Todoroki, Bakugo, and Mina." So, Izuku gets ready, including Kirishima and, well, Toga. For Bakugo, she's getting ready as she says, "Hey, both of you, get ready." As they say, "Oh, come on, Bakugo. At least be, well, much more, well, supportive." As she says, "Who fucking cares? I'm the better one here, so you better, hold my back." As they say, um, "Sure, I guess." As for Todoroki, she says, "At least act like a leader and not like a tyrant." As she says, What did you say, you damn icy hot bitch?" As she says, "You know I'm taller than you. I could probably squish you." As she says, "Try me." So they basically start fighting in the locker rooms. As she says, "Alright, stop," says Mina. As Mina says, let's just get outside already." So Izuku is basically waiting in the battlefield with, well, Toga and Kirishima. As Kirishima says, "Hey, are you ready?" As Bakugo says, "Shut up, you damn shitty hair." As he says, don't my hair is not really that shitty, does it, guys?" As Izuku says, "Yeah, it's not really that bad." As Zeus says, "Three, two, one, go!" As Bakugo starts charging in at Izuku. As she says, "Now you're gonna die, nerd." As she starts using her, well, dark magic to create, well, large blades. As Izuku dodges them, as Izuku summons out his bow. As he starts creating this dark, half dark magic, half plant magic, like, arrow. As the arrow stabs into the ground, as Bakugo says, "You seriously missed? I thought you were just supposed to be, well, I thought you're supposed to be the son of, well, the son of Pluto, not the son of, well, how do I say it? A goddamn lazy ass." As she starts, well, feeling something in her foot. I meant she starts feeling something on her foot as she sees tons and tons of vines start sprouting out of the ground. As Izuku says, "Take that." For trying to, well, she starts getting wrapped and basically getting wrapped in, like, tons and tons of vines. As she says, "You cheater!" As Izuku says, "Sorry, I'm not cheating. It's just misdirection." So, while for, well, Toga's battle, she's pretty much fighting, well, she's fighting Mina. Mina says, "Take this." She starts feeling, well, woozy. As she gets, well, hallucinations, she starts saying, "Whoa, this place looks crazy," as she basically falls out of the arena. So, as she says, "Yes." Well, for Kirishima basically kicks Mina out of the arena. As she says, he says, "Nice," as he gets kicked off by, well, Todoroki, because, well, she's a half, ice giant, half fire giant. So yeah, she's pretty tall. And what I said about, um, well, wait for a second. What I said about Todoroki being about um um a few centimeters taller than Izuku, I meant that, she's about like, how do I say it? She's like, taller than Izuku. Like, she's about like, she's about 10 feet tall. As Izuku says, "Whoa." So Zeus, as he says, "Oh, what is it, nephew?" Izuku says, "Do I seriously have to fight her?" As he says, "Oh, yeah, you have to fight her. So I'll just be watching here with the rest of your classmates." As he says, "Dang it." As Todoroki says, "You're ready." As Izuku says, "Yeah, I guess." So, Izuku starts summoning out his, fallen angel wings. As Izuku basically starts creating, um, well, he starts creating lots and lots of plant magic. Several plants start wrapping around Todoroki's body. As she says, "Dang it, it's too strong." So she basically starts spinning as it breaks the plants out of its, out the ground, causing it to, die. As in die, I mean the plants die because, without the ground, aka anything that to it, they're pretty much dead. So as Izuku sees this, Izuku says, "Dang it." So Izuku says, "Well, guess I have to use this." Izuku starts summoning out his, sickle. As Izuku starts charging in, as Izuku says, "Take this!" As Izuku creates a slash of, well, a slash of tons and tons of, dark bats. Tons and tons of dark bats start manifesting after he created several slashes. As Todoroki starts falling down. As Izuku sees, that she's about to fall down on a sharp hole. As Izuku says, "Dang it!" As Izuku starts flying over there, as Izuku catches her, as she says, "Why did you catch me?" As Izuku says, "You're about to get stabbed by that hole." As she says, um, "Thank you, I guess." So, Izuku, after getting her up, she says, "Thank you, I guess." As she starts looking at Izuku, as she starts blushing a little bit, Izuku says, "What are you thinking about?" As she says, "Oh, nothing. Also, by the way, can you come here?" As Izuku says, "Sure." As she basically grabs Izuku and basically um, putting Izuku on, her bazongas, their kamulas, their jiggly janglies. Wait for a second, guys. As everybody looks, Zeus says, "That's my nephew." As he basically says to himself, "Dang, I feel lucky for him." Because if you don't know, uh, I hate Zeus. Pretty much. I hate him. If you don't know, this is going to be a rant, so if you want to skip this, just skip it because this is a long rant. I just hate Zeus. He's nothing more than a rapist. Other people think that, well, Hades is the bad person just because, everybody thinks that he so-called kidnapped Persephone. No. Have you seen Have you freaking seen all of the legends about Zeus? He's a goddamn rapist, and not only that, he cheated on his wife Hera. That is why I sometimes hate. Actually, not sometimes. I meant I really hate Zeus. So rant over. So Zeus basically says to himself, lucky kid." As everybody looks, as they say, is this even allowed? But for Toga, she says, "What is she doing to my Zuku?" Starts growling a little bit. As well, Kirishima basically says, "Hey Toga, are you okay?" As she basically looks at Kirishima angry. As Kirishima says, "Oh, I guess I'll just move away a little bit." As she says, "Thank you, I guess, Izuku." As Izuku says, "Could you please get off of me? I feel like I'm about to suffocate." And she says, "Oh, sorry." So, after that class, everybody started leaving. But before Izuku packed all of his things, Izuku sees well, Izuku sees wait for a second. Izuku sees Todoroki as Izuku says, "That was a great class, I guess." As she says, "Yes, I guess." Izuku says, "So why did you hug me?" As she says, "Well, my father. My father was a pretty abusive man. Even though he was the king of, well, the land known as, well, I can't remember. I actually escaped him." Izuku says, "Wait, you escaped?" As she says, "Yeah, I was adopted by, well, a family of, um, well, if do you know the Valkyries, right?" Izuku says, "Yeah." As she says, "Well, I was adopted by them. After that, I was training with one of the Valkyries, which was well, my adopted mother." Izuku says, "Really?" As she says, "Yeah, I was trained to be a protector of Valhalla, and it was my job to protect that place, especially from the ice and fire giants. Even though they ridiculed me just because I'm a half, well, ice and fire giant, my adopted mother cared for me and trained me." Izuku says, "Oh, really?" And she says, "Yeah." Izuku basically tells her, "Well, I'm not really the biological son of Hades and also Persephone." As she says, "Really?" Izuku says, "Yeah, my real father was a fallen angel. He was killed by the Eden Project group." As she says, "Ah, shit. Sorry about that. Um, he was killed by the Eden Project group." As she says, "That's horrible." Izuku says, "Not only that, I was adopted by several different families, but two in particular turned me into, well, their species." As she says, "Then who? What species?" Izuku says, "Well, they're a vampire and werewolf family. I met them many years ago. They decided to adopt me, but it didn't really work out. But during the days when I was, well, those days when I was adopted by them, they turned me into a vampire and werewolf. So yeah, so they didn't really go well. So when Pluto basically adopted me, he decided to, well, give me some of his power, including, well, my mother being, oh shit, being my adopted mother. Well, Persephone gave me also her power. That is why I'm able to use these powers. The powers of, as she says. So that means you're half vampire, half werewolf, half um a half fallen angel, and half god. Izuku says correct. So as she says, you're basically like me, but more tragic. As Izuku says, yeah, I guess you can say that. She basically hugs Izuku again as she says, we're basically the same. We're kind of like siblings, in a way. As Izuku says, yeah, kind of. Can you please get off me? I'm gonna be going home. And she says, oh, sorry. Izuku tells her goodbye as they start going home. So, I hope you liked the video. Comment and subscribe and hope to see you guys next time. Bye!